was the first thing I thought, but it was kind of crazy because I was like, dang, I'm like, imagine, how many people feel like their partner is their travel companion, but then imagine how many people feel like their partner is baggage in their life or is their luggage.
Nah, you like one of the only. I'm gonna say that you really are the only person I know that really takes self-reflection head on. A marriage, a relationship between a parent and a child, your siblings. It's all relationships.
Yeah, it is.
It's all how you connect with the other human.
You got on your keys. You got on your keys. Everything you want on top of everything you need. Just got on your keys. Nobody could take this. Built it from ground up and nobody could break this. I'm making real moves. When I see it, I want it, I get it. Let's build an empire, baby. I know that you with it. Can't nobody stop this. They can only watch this. It's time to talk life balance, love and
So when I was looking on Twitter the other day, I saw a meme. Well, I don't think it was a meme. I saw a statement, and the statement said, "Are you your partner's travel companion, or are you the luggage?" So it was like
What was the first thing you thought when you saw that?
I thought I wanted to send it to you. That was the first thing I thought, but it was kind of crazy because I was like, dang, I'm like, imagine, how many people feel like their partner is their travel companion, but then imagine how many people feel like their partner is baggage in their life or is their luggage, And then I also was thinking, I was like, and I know a lot of people feel like that because we've had these conversations, before. It's like, it's so difficult to tell your partner certain things because for one, you don't want to hurt their feelings, or you don't know how they'll take it, or y'all don't really have that open line of communication to where y'all could really share authentically like those kind of things that you feel to really like start making some kind of changes in your relationship. So what you thought? Because we talked about this afterwards. It was funny, y'all.
That's like an immediate self-reflection question. It was like, like when we first talked about it, it's like, and I'm like, damn, I would have saw that question myself just on, on first glance. I was like, immediately thought like, damn, like, where you stand?
Okay, yeah.
It's like, are you a
But a lot of people don't know how to self-reflect though.
Right.
And that's a big part of self-growth. So, I think Jay can kind of attest to this. Like, he always tells me, he's like, I don't know, anyone that self-reflects like you do. Because it's like, I'm always in a state of like constant growth, or that's how I feel.
Nah, you like one of the only, I'm gonna say that you really are the only person I know that really takes self-reflection head on, because like self-reflection don't feel good.
Yeah,
that's true. Don't nobody want to look in the mirror and say that I'm ugly. Like, even if maybe you might be really ugly, you know what I'm saying? Like, on the inside or the outside. But for you to sit in the mirror and really tell yourself that, and then actually develop the action steps to correct whatever that character trait that you just identified that you don't like about yourself, that's like real work. That's not a natural human characteristic for us to self-reflect, identify that there's some stuff about ourselves that are really bad. Yeah. And then like try to work to correct those things.
Yeah. And I think, when I think about like self-reflection, I think it just comes with, of course, from, my line of work that, that I'm in. And then also, just having like toxic thoughts, like having like, when you have a toxic relationship, a toxic thought life with yourself, I think at some point you start to look at some things, and when you start to look at like your own self, and you start to look at even like some of the relationships and some of the people that you are connected to, you really want to grow and change. There's no way that you can't self-reflect. So if you don't self-reflect, right, then it's like you can't change anything else until you change you.
Right.
And so I think that's why I've taken self-reflection and self-awareness so big and so much, and I've taken it, as this thing that has become a part of my life, is because, even for, the woman that, God has purposed me to be, I will never ever reach that place if I don't change first who I am.
Right.
You know, and so you know, it's just something that like I really truly believe in. And then as I have taken it into, my position in my marriage and just being a true partner, I think I've taken that role very seriously, you know.
And in that scenario, we're talking about, are you the travel companion or the luggage? It's like, are you the wings? Are you helping me fly? Or are you like an anchor for me? And there's really no way to identify where you stand in your relationship without self-reflecting, and feedback. And feedback,
and good constructive feedback. I think, because that's what I was saying about like the role that I played in your life. It's like I never wanted to be and I don't want to be that way. It's like I always truly had this vision of like, you coming home or whatever, and we're excited to see each other. We like the feeling that you get, like when you used to think about like whoever house that was, your grandmother's house. If you thought about going to your grandmother's house, or you thought about going to your cousin's house or whatever, that excited feeling when you would see your cousin or you see your grandmother or whatever, that homey feeling. I think it's a feeling of peace, a feeling of, because excitement can wear off, but it's like just wanting to come home to your place of refuge, and so like me taking that role very serious when I saw that, and like even you said about us talking about self-reflecting, right? It's like I always wanted to be your companion. More than anything, to be honest, y'all, I always wanted to be his homeboy. Like that's how I felt. I'm like, like it's just like having to like, it's like stuff that you could really tell when you really have a real true friend. You can tell them anything. There's no judgment. And then a real true friend is going to be able to give you constructive criticism, right? Constructive feedback, because they know you. And I think that's the role of, even when you think about, a companion, being when you're a travel
they take the friend out of it. A lot of relationships, marriages, different relationships, they don't identify the foundation as a friendship, because if we keep it 100, like I can remember when we first got married, like we always tell people like we was friends first, like that was like we established a real core friendship.
We really were friends.
So I would tell my homeboys like the same stuff I was doing when I was single, like going to the club, going to the strip clubs, going like I'm like they like, man, I remember one of my partners was like, man, we about to go to the strip club. I was like, all right, bet, I'll meet you. I'll meet you. No, he was like, I was going to ask you if you wanted to come. He said, well, I know you got your girl. I'm like, she can come.
Yeah.
I'm like, it ain't gonna be no different. You know what I'm saying? But that's having like establishing that friendship, because I always believe that a friendship is the hardest relationship to have. Like to call somebody a true friend is the hardest relationship to actually have. Because that person you have to love that person unconditionally and accept them with no intimate type of ties to them.
But I think that is good. But I think that a lot of people don't have the friendships in this day and age.
Well, a lot of people are not able to identify what a real friend is supposed to be.
Yeah, that's something you talked to me about a lot in the beginning of our relationship. Was like what a real friend is, because as women, sometimes we can have those toxic friendships, where it's like, we talking about our friends behind it. I've done that, I'm gonna just be transparent. Like with one of my friends I had been friends with since I was like in the 6th grade. We were all eating out, and I was not, even though I had already told my friend about the situation that she was in, that it was not a good situation for her and everything, I think that because I was upset, I'm not even gonna say because I was upset, because wrong is wrong, so I don't even want to give myself an excuse of why I did what I did. I text my other friend about the friend that I was talking about. Remember that happened? Yeah. And
she texted the person that she was talking about. She actually sent a message to her.
Yeah.
Trying to send it to somebody else.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give all of the details, because then she may listen to this. So it was actually at our bridal, at our wedding. We were having because we were getting married, and
it was
like our rehearsal dinner or whatever. Yeah. And her and I are sitting beside each other. This was so bad. It's not even funny. Like it's probably like a trauma response of why I'm laughing, but it's not funny. But it was just like when I did it, and then I realized that I did it. Like it was so bad because she gets up and she walks out, and then it's like everybody's trying to figure out what's going on, and then I gotta run out to the car and I gotta explain to her that it wasn't even like that, but it was like that, you know. It's like I really did not think that, you know, her situation. She had just got engaged, and then, you know, our rings were just alike and all of this kind of stuff like that, and so it was just like one of those kind of situations, and it wasn't good, you know. And to say all that to say, it's like, you know, sometimes women, we can have toxic relationships and toxic friendships, and I think that when you think about trying to have a non-toxic relationship with the person that you're with, it's like if you don't really know how to have a friendship with other people, how
you don't know to have a relationship.
Right.
Because that's the thing. It's like relationships are relationships. They may have different titles, but they are a friendship, a marriage, a relationship between, you know, a parent and a child, your siblings. It's all relationships.
Yeah, it is.
It's all how you connect with the other human.
Mm-hmm.
How you build and have that, you know, mutual respect, loyalty, you know, understanding with another human being. So it's all relationships. The reason why I say, you know, a friendship is the most difficult type of relationship is because you'll give your spouse or your significant other a pass. Y'all got an intimate relationship. Y'all got to sleep together. Y'all gotta have sex. Y'all gotta kiss. They gonna do some other stuff in that relationship that may allow you to excuse some of their bad characteristics. You know what I'm saying? Even with a parent, even with a sibling, you know, even with a child, y'all have a certain type of connection that you may excuse some of their bad behavior, some of their characteristics that may not align. But a friend, y'all don't got nothing. Y'all don't have nothing attached.
A lot of times with women, we don't give our friends passes. We'll let that man treat us bad. We'll let him cheat on us. Let him be DMing somebody else and all this other stuff. Seriously, that's how, like, seriously, this is what. But as soon as the friend does something, then you don't want to be her friend no more. Man, she played with me. You know, she disrespected me. But this man always disrespect you. Remember, I literally had a friend that was like that. You know, and it was just one of those, like, I had to say this one day to her because it was really that kind of situation. It was like, you know how we kind of get off the subject a little bit, but I really want to touch on this. You know how you have those friends that, I am a non-confrontational person. You know, my family says I'm a drama queen, but for the most part, I'm a non-confrontational person. And so, you know, I had this friend that is like, if you know, we would be talking about a situation, or she would always accuse me of doing stuff, and half of the time I wouldn't even know what I was doing. Right. You know, she would be saying like, you know, you act like you don't know what's going on, and it's like sometimes, and you know, people sometimes that don't think the same way you think or don't have ill intentions, their intentions are not what your intentions are. So of course, if you're accusing them of doing something, they're not gonna know what you're talking about. But a lot of girls nowadays will be like, oh, she just putting on the act like she Miss Goody Two-Shoe. Who has to act like they're Miss Goody Two-Shoe? If we're raised in two totally different environments, two totally different homes, your thought patterns and your thought life, and again, your intentions are gonna be totally different than mine. So if something happens, or if I say something that offends you, but you always say things that offend me, and then I didn't know that this was offensive because you always say offensive things, then why is it when I ask you, well, explain to me what it is that I did to offend you, is it now I don't know what I did, now I'm playing like I'm innocent?
But that's one of those things that if the friendship is not built off of each other's character, that friendship not gonna last.
Yeah. So you think that friendship should be built off of character?
It gotta be built off because this is the thing. If you got a friend and you know that friend's character, as life goes on, some things may take y'all into different directions. But if you know that person's character, can't nobody come tell you that this person has done or said or did X, Y, Z. Because I got one friend that I've been friends with since I was 6 years old.
Yeah, I know.
My brother.
Yeah.
I know this man's character.
You do, yeah.
And we don't talk to each other every day. We don't talk to each other every month. We don't see each other.
Come and tell you
but can't nobody come tell me anything about him.
Look, they couldn't come tell me anything about him either, because I'd be like, nah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because I know his character.
Right.
So regardless of where life has taken us or what direction life has taken us, because life has taken me and him into two different situations, I know his character, and that's what it was built off of.
Wow, that's so good.
This episode of the Own Your Keys podcast is brought to you by our sponsors, the Arts Council of Greater Baton Rouge. The Arts Council's mission is to promote cultural growth, economic development, and everything art. Becoming a member of the Arts Council, you can enjoy things like adaptive workshops, writing workshops, and musical entertainment. Click the link in the description, y'all, and support the Arts Council by becoming a member. Now let's get back to it.
Good, and I think that, so I'm gonna say this, in your adult life, right? I think it's so amazing to develop when you, because I think you gotta learn that kind of stuff. You know, especially like I'm gonna say, for me as a woman, in the type of environment that I was raised in, where, you know, I was raised in a type of environment to where, you know, my aunts, you know, didn't like each other. So it was like my mom and her sisters, they talked about each other. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of environment that I was raised in. And so I definitely think that environment imparted on the way that I had friendships and even relationships with my sisters, right? Because it's like, oh, this is normal, right? So you don't think about character building.
Right.
You don't think about connecting because of character. A lot of times, you know, when you're that young with women, it's like, you know, you party, I party, we in the streets, you know, like whatever, you know. And so I think that like the beauty of like growing and becoming an adult and really being open to learn new things. And I think that's amazing to really even think about building a friendship, because a lot of times people say, oh, no new friends, but imagine building a relationship with a woman or a man, you know, in your adult life, that you're able to actually build something off of their character, where, you know, you may not have been friends since you were 7, but now you're friends at 32 years old, and now you're going to be friends until however long, because you are able to assess someone's character. Right. You know what I'm saying? And when you are aligned to the word of God, I think that even becomes even more important, because it's like, now I have discernment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now I can pray and I'm like, God, like, is this person right for me? Even in your relationship, even as you're connecting as a man and a woman and you're dating, right? You know, you want to be able to look at that person's character. Don't let the red flag slide, you know, and say, you know, is this a man that I can really be with? Is this a man that I can travel with? Or does this man or this woman come with baggage to where they're going to continue to be baggage in my life? So when we're talking about, like, you know, is this my travel companion or is this my luggage? You know, is this person my luggage? It's like, look at the character of that person to actually see. Because now that y'all some people may be already married, right? And it's not saying that this is the end all be all, right? But you can look, if you're married to someone right now, you know, and you feel like y'all are going two totally separate ways in life, right? Come together and like really have a real conversation about what you guys see of each other. Yeah. And it can't be projected emotions. Right. It can't be. And another thing too is like when you have these conversations, it can't be to tear each other down. You know, if you have feelings that you feel towards this person that you're with, don't come into the conversation trying to tear that person down or trying to point the finger. You know, because that's never going to get you anywhere. You have to come into the conversation into like, okay, this is what I see, but I know that you have the ability to change, and together, let's work together to change this, because as we're traveling through life, right, as we're on this journey together, like, I want to travel with you. I want you to be my companion. I don't want to feel like when I'm coming home, I got to be like, Lord, here I come home to this man. What he about to complain about today? Or, you know, the same way, like, with a man feeling like that, like, you know.
Even taking a step back from, like, you know, from identifying a character, because like you said, you know, that comes with a level of maturity. Yeah. But going back to, like I said, you know, if you young, and or even if you're not, if you haven't went that far into it, it's simple, right? Do unto others as you want to be done unto you.
Wow.
So if you're building a relationship, then you know you don't want nobody out there talking about you in the street.
Right.
Then don't talk about somebody else out there in the street. Don't talk about your friend to somebody else if you don't want your friends talking about you to other people. You know, don't gossip about this person if you don't want nobody gossiping about you.
Right.
Don't do something, you know, negligent to this person if you wouldn't want that same thing done to you. So it's like, if you ain't
marriage, in
the same, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
in your relationship.
I tell dudes that all the time. I'm like, dog, like, you out there with all these side chicks you married, but can your wife do that?
And 99% of men gonna say no. My wife can't do it. It ain't the same.
Are you gonna take your lick if you find out that she out there messing with a whole bunch of dudes?
Yeah.
Are you going to be just as willing to accept her the same way you want her to accept you?
Because men can't do that.
If you out there doing the same thing, so
men can dish it, but men cannot take it. That's the truth, like for real. And y'all know I'm not like you are a man. Men can dish it, but men cannot take it. So if this is the thing, when people say have the same energy, it's like, if you know you want me out there cheating on you, right? Why are you out there cheating on me? Why is it that it has to be a double? There is no double standard. There is a standard that we set in our relationship that is like, nah, this is what we're not gonna do. And if we can't have that standard, then that means if your character can't align to the standard, then don't be in a relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the truth. It's like, don't do things to the other person that you don't want done to you. If you don't want nobody, if you don't want to feel like you always nagging or whatever it is, right? You know what I'm saying? Like your love language. That's another thing. Trying to force someone's love language. If you know you don't like somebody hanging all over you, or whatever. No, I'm not gonna say don't hang all over your wife, but that's another thing too. Find out what that person's love language is, so that you can properly love them.
Right. And it ain't just for your spot. It ain't just for your significant other. This is like everybody got a.
Yeah, because he had to tell me this about
has a love language.
Yeah.
You know, so the person that you in relationship, that you build in a relationship, it could be your child, it could be your parents, it could be your employees. You know, it could be a friend, it could be your significant other. Everybody has a certain language on how they receive information. That's what the love language is. It's a way that you're going to get through to that person. But what we'll do as humans is that this is my love language. I need to talk to you in my love language.
Yeah.
I'm an active service person, so I need to be that. I need you to be on the same level that I'm on.
And your love language, the other person's love language might be quality time. So that means you need to stop what you're doing, right, and just spend time with that person. You know what I'm saying? In a way that they actually receive love. And it was good that you brought up that about your employees, because that's something that we did when we used to have a lot of employees. You know, start making them take personality assessments, because it's like, for me, I'm the type of person, you know, that it's like I want people to be at the level that I want them to be at, and that's not right. You know, and Jay had to tell me this a lot. Like, when you are someone's, I don't want to say boss, but you know, when you are someone's CEO, you know, the boss, you know, you definitely want to make sure that you're diplomatic. You definitely want to make sure that you have empathy for others. You want to be able to boost the morale within your business. And if you're that type of person where you're always here and you always are trying to push people to hit, you're going to miss so many important components of your business, for one, and then things that are important to your employees. And a lot of times when you are in service-based businesses, right, your employees matter so much. And what you, as the person that's, you know, the CEO put out, that's how your business is going to operate. Right. You know, and that's a hard lesson that we had to learn. We had to go through traction, the EOS model, a lot of those different things, even like learning the love language, even for our marriage. We use a lot of different things to be able to
leadership development.
Yeah, leadership development to be able to push us into the levels that we're now at, even in our business, even in our marriage. Right. So don't be afraid, y'all, to use other tools like the love language quiz, like an enneagram, like the personality assessments, the DISC assessment. We even did the DISC years ago. Like, we did a lot of these different things to really be able to help us you know, in business, and then cultivate like a really, really good friendship, a really good partnership, to where now it's like, if Jay and I have a disagreement, it's literally for like 2 minutes, and we're so cool.
And it's they help you.
It's like it don't last.
They work, y'all, and they work because they help you set the standard.
Right.
You know, they help you set the standard in your relationship. They help you set the standards in your business. They help you set the standard with how you engage with people.
Yeah.
The things that you're gonna tolerate and you're not gonna tolerate.
Right.
When we took the love language test, we was already married
Yeah.
for years. You know what I'm saying? But what it did, it came back to like, okay, now I got a real understanding, and it was just confirmation of everything that over the years I'm like, oh, this is why she wasn't really feeling me on this, or this is why I couldn't get this through to her. This is how I need to deliver information. So what it did, it just really just made it made the relationship a lot more easier.
And this is the thing, if you really want to be with this person, it's some things that you want to know that you can't unknow.
Right.
So when you know them, you can't unknow them at that point. And then it's like, how much do you value this person? Because like sometimes it's not the person, it's you. So how much do you value this person to change those things about yourself to be a partner?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like sometimes it takes that, like, you know, as you grow, you develop, you develop, you grow, you learn different things. And so it's like you're not going to be the same woman or man that you were 10 years ago. But then are you going to grow and develop with the person that you're actually with so that we can actually travel this life together?
Right.
You know, the baggage that he may have or I may have had, whatever, it's like, know that it's baggage, so and recognize that it's baggage. And then y'all do the work together to throw that bag in the trash and leave it there.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
So what would you tell somebody that listens to this and they may identify themselves as luggage?
So I would say the first thing is that you didn't identify. So that's a good thing, right? Because I definitely think that identification and recognizing like who you are, what you are, is like one of the most important things. But then as you do that, also, you know, one of the things that I think is doing shadow work is very important. You know, you definitely want to tap into your worship life, your prayer life, right? And really pray, you know, for God to change your thought life, to change your desires, you know, because it, you know, to even change your surroundings, because sometimes it can be your surroundings. So you want to pray, you know, and ask God, like, you know, God, like, I know this is who I was, or this is who I am, but this is no longer who I want to be. And then every day spend time with yourself, journaling, right? When you're journaling, like, meditate on God's word, you know, in terms of like the person that you want to be. So when you're doing the shadow work, you're recognizing, right? And then also every single day you're writing in your journal the woman or the man that you actually see for yourself, whatever that is. Like, you have a picture visualization of like what this man or this woman is doing, what they look like, how much money they have, how much investments they have, how their friends look, like how you operate every day, your routine. Like, seriously, like, really start to do that. The first thing is recognizing, but the second part of it is like, who do you want to be? When you recognize who you want to be, you have to start doing the work every single day to get to that place. And then also enjoy the ride. Give yourself some grace, you know, because you ain't gonna change tomorrow, but you can change in 30 days if you do the work every single day, because every day you have a chance to grow. Every minute you have a chance to grow. So you just maximize that time that you have every single day to really be the person that God has purposed you to be.
Right.
You know?
And, you know, like, you know, some people might self-reflect, you know, after this and identify that you might be in a luggage type situation, you know, with your significant other or your spouse. And one person may feel like that this person is luggage, or vice versa. But the core thing is, like, if you really identify that y'all want to be together, that you want to continue this life on, identify the characteristics that have to be changed. You know what I'm saying? Because again, nobody want to be luggage. Luggage.
Nobody want to be the bag lady.
Luggage. You're not traveling. You're not traveling the same way.
Right.
You're not sitting there in first class. You're not sitting next to me. You either under the plane, at the top compartment, or under the seat.
Right. But guess what? The plane is flying somewhere.
It's right. The plane is flying somewhere. But how you gonna get there is gonna be totally different.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
We all in relationships. The goal should be to have a travel companion.
Yeah.
Somebody that even if they not on the same level with you at that moment, they got the character to actually to help you grow.
And the willingness.
That y'all can grow together. That dang, all right, well, we got in this relationship. I might have been a millionaire. You might ain't had nothing, but she got the character though.
Right.
She got the character like, us joining together, we gonna end up becoming billionaires together.
Yeah.
You know, or however it go, but it's all about identifying that character.
Yeah.
And knowing how to grow from there.
Yes. So this was good, y'all.
You know.
So yeah, that's good. High five. My partner, I said high five. You did this. My travel companion. Yeah. No baggage, no luggage.
Yeah,
we some designer. Look, y'all speak that into your life, baby. Y'all have a designer type of marriage.
First
for
class,
real. First class.
Matter of fact, y'all really flying private.
Ooh, you know what? Yes.
All the trending topics, no off days, come up the hallway. Never no shortcuts, I took the long way. Gotta leave treasure for my kids' pleasure. Every loss been a lesson and an unexpected blessing. Planted seeds showing up, small money growing up. Accomplishing my goals, champagne bottle pouring up. Name on everything, I'm signing the dotted line. Money been working for me, I'm kicking back on recline. I own it just like the moment, everything I became. My hustle could take the blame, solidify my name. Gotta walk through the rain, gotta go through the pain. You gotta soak up the game, create your own lane. Switch gears, never change, level up and gain. You can have everything long as you do one thing. You just gotta own your keys. You just gotta own your keys.